Hello everyone. Once again, I welcome you all to Career in Pharma and I welcome you all to another episode of our Career in Pharma Superstar Series. So this is episode number 2. In episode number 1, we talked with Dr. Raja, who through Career in Pharma got as a medical reviewer into a renowned MNC. Now today we are going to talk with Dr. Priya, who is BDS by degree and completed her BDS from Chennai in 2019. And she joined Career in Pharma in September 2022 and selected as CRC in a very renowned hospital in Chennai in January 2023. So within few months, she was able to get her dream job with the help of Career in Pharma. Now, as a CRC, at present, she are doing many roles. She are playing many roles and responsibilities. Few of them are she is helping a principal investigator to recruit patient at site. She explains the trial and get informed consent from the patients, screens the patient's eligibility, randomize the patients, conducts visit according to the protocol, collect all the adverse event at the site as a CRC, upload all the data captured and adverse event in the electronic data capture record, manual writing of all the source document from the visit conduct, arrange and organize ITMF of every study and communicate with sponsors or CROs for the queries and further clarification. And along with that, she is also into different projects from CRO end. So this is her roles and responsibility as a CRC. Now from today's video, we will learn how a day goes in a life of CRC, what all tasks they have to do and how they have to perform it. I hope you will learn a lot from this video, this interaction, and you will understand what exactly is CRC, that is Clinical Research Coordinator. So let's begin with this interaction and I hope you will enjoy this interaction. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel and watch this video till the very end. Let's start with this interaction. So today's video is very special because from today's video, we will learn how a day goes in a life of CRC, that is Clinical Research Coordinator. And for the same, we have our Career in Pharma superstar today with us. So she is Dr. Priya, and dentist by degree and Clinical Research Coordinator by profession. So without further ado, I would like to hand it over to Priya so that Priya can start. So hello Priya, first of all, welcome to Career in Pharma and thanks a lot to coming here and putting this interest in sharing your journey, because it's Sunday and I can understand how it goes for working people, right? So once again, welcome to Career in Pharma.
Thank you, ma'am. First of all, hi, hello everyone. Myself, Dr. Mogana Priya. I completed my dental graduation in 2019. So I was practicing clinically in private clinics for 3 years. And after that, all of us know regarding COVID, which made me to change my profession from clinically to non-clinical side. So I was searching for non-clinical jobs there. I saw the Career in Pharma on Instagram. So I got contact of Dr. Nima. She guided me through this pharma line. She explained everything about pharma line. So I took a course of diploma in Career in Pharma, which eventually leads to me in this position now. I was so happy regarding changing my profession from clinically to non-clinical. So I want to thank Career in Pharma first for this opportunity.
And with this, I would really love to say one thing, hats off to your commitment and consistency. Because the role which you are into, many people initially think that what they are doing, they are not able to understand. So what they do, many times they quit also within just 2 to 3 months. But that's how it doesn't happen. You have to stay at a place, you have to consistent, committed, then you can see the results after a year, right? So yes, hats off for that consistency.
Thank you, ma'am. You said that actually it is difficult for us to do a different job, but it is not for me because of the Career in Pharma. Because whatever I studied in the modules, I was
Mm.
facing it in reality. Whatever I studied as a theoretical, I was facing in reality. Nothing much new for me, because it is useful for me to revise a module in reality. That is the thing it is happening for me.
Mm.
So it is easy for me to do actually.
Oh, great to hear this. Okay, with this, Priya, I would like to, like you already introduced yourself. So just I want to know from you that how it's a day in a life of CRC. Like if you go to hospital, what all things you have to do. I mean, just in brief. Definitely, we will take over further questions. Just
Okay.
brief. How the day it is for you, and then you go back to home. The working hours and working days, and how much flexibility is there in working. And also I would like to know, because we get many queries as far as I career in pharma concerned. We know clinical research coordinator, we can't do work from home, you have to deal with patient. But still I want to hear from you, apart from this, that is work from home is also possible in this position.
Okay, I'll start, ma'am. As for everybody, we work for 9 hours in our hospital sector, and we work 6 days per week. Because we get mostly patients in the weekends, so we have to work on Saturdays also. Regarding work from home, it is not possible as a CRC to work from home, because we have to contact patient directly in the sites. So it is not possible to work in home. We have to be in the site for conducting visits for the patients. On a regular day basis, we plan the day as we separate the day into 2 groups, like visit day or non-visit day. For visit day, we will plan the full day with the patients. We have to guide them in what we have to do. We have to inform the patient what they have to do. We'll help them in collecting samples. We'll inform them about the study, how it is going. We will dispense the drug, what we have to do. This is the day of a visit day. Other than visit days, non-visit days, we will plan for writing the source documents which was happened in the visit day. We will upload the data in the softwares, or we'll file and arrange the ITM of records, or we'll help the investigator in recruiting patients on other visiting days. We will, life of a CRC will go like this, because we're working in the hospital sector. We used to see patients more on a daily basis. This is what CRC goes.
So yeah, so visit days, non-visit days, when patient is visiting, then it is more dealing with patient, and non-visit days, it's all documentation.
Yes.
Yes. So very well explained in very easy terms. Okay, so next question with this is work from home. Just want to inform our audience also. Yes, rightly said by Dr. Priya. Work from home not possible. You have to deal with patient. But yeah, after few years of experience as a CRC, when you get a job as a CRA, that is clinical research associate. See, presently Dr. Priya is working for hospital. Dr. Priya is employed to the hospital where she is CRC. But when you get experience of CRC and when you get a job of CRA, that is clinical research associate, that is a job given by the pharma company sponsored CRO directly. So when you do CRA, that is possible. In that you can do work from home. Be something called remote working also happens. Remote monitoring. Yes. So that can be done work from home, but CRC not. Yeah. So with this, Dr. Priya, next question is, what all training is provided at the site by hospital? Apart from you took the program, that is fair enough, because that is theoretical knowledge. But what all other training hospital provides, site provides you for CRC?
Okay, actually they started training me with the ICH GCP guidelines, which I actually completed in the module itself. That was very helpful for me. When they started teaching me ICH GCP guidelines, it was easy for me. I can able to answer them pretty much. So it is easy for me to do. And then other trainings like investigator trainers to do how to communicate with the patient, because we have to communicate with the patient, how to communicate with the patient, how to study a protocol from the, because protocol is the Bible for us. So we have to study from starting to end, how to study the protocol. They trained me how to do that with the help of ICH-GCP guidelines. They taught us NIDA rules, NIDA rules, guidelines. So ICMR guidelines. These are some trainings they taught us. And before that, they started with the SOP of our site. What we have to do from our site. So they taught us SOP. standard operating procedure of our site. These are the trainings first when I joined as ICRC, I have got.
So they must be doing some retraining, I mean revision of the same training after a few months. They do that also?
Every 3 months they have to train us. Every 3 months, API will train about the studies, what are the studies, annual status report, they will train us, and also they will revise the SOPs of our site. So they will train regarding that.
Correct. And if there is any change in guideline, because guidelines keeps changing. Yes. So yeah, guys, as a CRC, ICA GCP is very important. The principles which are written in ICA GCP, you should, by heart those. You should be remembering those principles. Very important interview question also. Apart from this, ICMR guideline, NIDA, and SOP, something which Dr. Priya said is, site specific, that when you get job, you get to know. But yeah, protocol, you should be knowing a little bit, like what exactly protocol, what it says, what all content is there for protocol. If you know cross also, it's fine for interview. And other than this, there are, a few guidelines keeps changing. So with this, my next question is, before I come to guideline parts, I would like to know from you, Dr. Priya. It is very important question, because we have 95% of our audience are dentists, because being a dentist myself, they connect with me. So just wanted to know how being a dentist helped you in performing CRC roles and responsibility at site.
Yeah, as I said, patient communication is not an easy thing for everyone to do. We are dentists, we have experience in patient communication. We have to explain the patient clinically too, what we are going to do with this study. So it is more of a communication thing that is easy for me to do with the patient. Investigator will start the communication, but we have to complete it. We have to follow up with the patient every visit. Have to explain the thing again and again, reinsure them with the study plans. So it is easy for me to do as a dentist to communicate with the patient. Other than that, the drug dispensing, reading about the product which we are doing as a trial. As a dentist, we can able to read them clinically. It is easy for me to understand the thing what is going on in our site.
Very, rightly said. Being a dentist, being a clinician, where you are, already you are in a habit of doing a counseling. So before we give treatment, counseling is very important, the way we convince the patient for treatment.
Yeah.
So yeah, that counseling, the communication with patient, it is a very important USP for clinicians, for dentists to come to this field, where you can have an extra edge over others. Because again, convincing someone is not an easy role.
Yes.
And what I believe, Dr. Priya, is because unless and until patient is not ready, how the clinical trial will happen, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, because of this feature which we have, this learning which we had through our clinicals plays a major role for clinicians, for dentists to come to this field, and also company also give preference, that's why, to clinicians for these roles. Yeah. So with this next question, Dr. Priya, is I want to know how much use is there of Sugam portal. So I already have a video on Sugam portal where I have explained my viewers what it is. Just want to know from you, in your day-to-day routine as a CRC, how much use of there is Sugam portal, and how much knowing ICA GCP and other guidelines for newbies is an add-on advantage for CRC responsibility.
For CRC, ICA GCP is the base for everything. Without knowing GCP, actually without getting GCP certification, we can't able to start with the CRC role. So ICA GCP is the must thing to do as a CRC. And Sugam portal, we will get every updates of clinical trial, what is happening around the world or in India, or the updates of any rules which are guidelines. You can see through Sugam portal, or if anything ASA is happening in our site, we can report through Sugam portal. And also regarding EC, ethics committee process also, we will follow up Sugam portal only. We will follow up for the re-registration process of EC committee. We will help the EC members to do that regarding registration process or updates in EC. Updating SAEs through Sugam portal. So Sugam portal is the must daily basis. We'll follow up with the portal.
So regular use of Sugam portal is there, right? So with this next question is, Dr. Priya, any website or any guideline anywhere available in net you want to recommend to newbies for keeping them updated with all the clinical trial guidelines and rules? Anything is there, any website where they can
Actually,
keep themselves updated? Yeah.
yeah, actually, we follow in our site ICMR, we will follow, and also
Mm-hmm.
NIH, National Institute of Health, that portal we will follow regularly because we will
Okay.
get all the updates there. Other than that, we don't know. Actually, I don't know. We follow these two portals regularly because we'll get
Mm.
every other updates in that portal.
And other than this, you said your hospital is providing training, so any update is there, they must be telling you that
Yeah,
also.
they'll inform us.
Hmm. Okay, so with this next question, Dr. Priya, is in your CRC journey, did you experience any patient facing serious adverse event? And if yes, how you address that scenario, or what all steps you guys take as a CRC to handle those SAEs?
Okay, unfortunately or fortunately, we didn't face any essays in our site, but we
Mm.
have faced AEs, adverse events. So mostly, if we heard about the adverse event from the patient, we immediately report to our CROs or sponsors directly. So they will give the forms of AE forms they will give us to fill
Mhm.
from the patient. This is what the procedure happening in our site. We didn't
Okay.
face any SAEs. If SAE happened, we will obviously need to fill the form in the Sugam portal regarding how the SAEs happened and what is the reason. Everything we have trained, but we have not faced anything clinically.
Okay, so you are trained, but you have not faced, right?
Faced.
Okay, with this, I just want to know how's the patient compliance, because in clinicals we see, right, patient compliance is a very big issue
Yes,
everywhere. In
yes,
clinicals
true.
also, you say you give medicines, antibiotics to patient for 5 days, but patient is stopping after 2 days. So
Yeah,
how's the
that is true.
compliance in clinical trial patients?
It's the most difficult part as a CRC or an investigator to do. Compliance and the retention of the patient after recruiting also is the biggest task for a CRC. But in our site, I don't know, the patient is pulling up, so we can able to get the patient regularly for the study. Depends on that. Actually depends on the study too. Some
Yes.
studies, the patient also involved in that study. They are interested in
Hmm.
that study, so they are continuously coming up for the study. Retention is also good. Some other studies, they won't. This is what happens.
Yeah, I believe sometimes it also depends on how important the treatment is for patient also.
Yeah, true, true, true. Depends on the
Because
investigator too.
investigator, type of study, type of
Yes. Yeah,
disease,
yeah.
because if that disease is fatal for the patient and if there is no other treatment option available, they have to come.
Yeah.
So yeah, depend on multiple factors. Yes,
Impact.
but
Yes.
true, patient compliance is something which is not a easy task.
Yes.
So with this, Dr. Priya, how you guys are recruiting patient? If you can just brief us a step, how you do, how you promote clinical trials, how you tell the patients that trials are happening, it is for you. So how you recruit? What is the entire procedure?
Okay, in our site, investigator only recruits the patient because they will get more amount of patients. They know how
Mm.
to recruit a patient. They know the protocol. Mostly
Mm.
recruitment part will be done by the investigator. And for some studies, they will provide the pamphlet for promoting what is the studies. So we'll provide the pamphlet to all the OP patients too. So some patient will be interested to do that study,
Mhm.
and that's it. Mostly
Mm.
investigator will be the
Yes.
factor to recruit the patient because they
Mm.
know they have to give their patient for the study. So they
Mm.
will provide the patient.
This pamphlet you mentioned will be provided by hospital, right?
No, not from the hospital. It is not to do done from the hospital. The sponsors will provide a pamphlet because our
Oh.
SOP includes that only promotion of the trial will be done from the sponsor, not from our site.
Oh, yeah. Sponsor selected your site as a clinical trial
Yeah,
site.
yeah.
Material
They
will be
will
provided by
give
sponsor.
for the promotion of the trial studies. They will give
Got
the
it.
pamphlet.
Okay, how much use of their regional language?
It is very much
Recruiting very important.
very important for a particular side because of the hospital sector. Mostly they will be around in and around this side or Chennai only. So regional language is important for the communication with the patient. Other
Mm.
because if any other language, it is difficult for them to understand what is going on. Or as a CRC, we should learn all other languages. Both of these. Any of these should happen. But regional language is very important for
Yeah,
communication.
like it is very important for your clinicals also, right? To
Yes,
communicate.
true.
Okay, so with this, Dr. Priya, next question is, because when we were talking before this interaction, so you told me that in your job responsibilities, you are arranging and organizing the ITMF of every study, which you told is one of your job roles and responsibilities. So I want to know from this, actually, what is this TMF and ITMF in this clinical trial?
ITMF is Investigator Trial Master File. For every study, the sponsor will provide all the files like what is happening, what is the study about. If you open the ITMF, we can able to learn more of the things, what is happening with the site and the sponsor. What is the study is about. Everything will be in the ITMF. Every person details or insurance of this study or easy approvals or easy submission documents, everything will be filed under the ITMF. So other than ITMF, we will have source document of each patient. So these are the actual manual documents for a study which is happening in our site. Manual proof of the study which has happened in our site. So these documents we will, after the study, we will archive in our site, or according to the sponsors wish, we will archive in their site also.
So these master files, trial master files, are totally in the form of soft copy, or hard copies also in use?
Both. Manual and soft copy. We will have soft copy for in our site. Actually, mostly we prefer hard copy only. For safety purpose, we'll have soft copy. Hard copy is till we are following that process. Hard copy is the main thing. Soft copy will provide to the sponsors.
Okay, so it's not totally soft. Hard copy is there.
No.
Okay. Other than this, next question is, Dr. Priya, like you said, that there is a visit day, then there is a non-visit day. Non-visit day, you guys are doing documentation and everything, entering data and all those things. So with this, I want to know how much involvement of systems, computers is there, because being a clinician doctor, this is like a biggest fear. You're finding out the keys, letters, shortcuts, it happens. So there is always a phobia with doctors about this. So I want to know from you how much involvement of systems, computer is there, and how you overcame as a dentist when you joined as a CRC.
Yeah, definitely usage of systems or softwares is there, because we have to update our data in softwares only. Initially, it was difficult for me to handle softwares. So with the help mostly from CRAs, they know how to use the software as a particular study. We will put a conference or Zoom meeting with the CRAs, and they will help us guiding how to use that software and upload the data. Initially was like that. So till it is now good for me to do, because there is no we're not going to use software for full day. For only uploading of data, we are using the software. So it is easy for me now. Initially, I got help from CRAs.
Good. So it is like team is helpful. People who are experienced, they guys are,
they help me. Yes. Because for every study, we are using different softwares. All the softwares are not the same. So we have to get help from every CRAs to guide them in their softwares.
So very good. Yeah. So just now Priya mentioned that CRA helping them in getting that information of software, how to do so. So I already told you, CRA are clinical research associate, which you become at an experienced level, and those guys are working from the end of sponsor. So they are employed to CROs or sponsor. Right, Priya?
Yes, it's true.
With this, next question, Dr. Priya, is, as a CRC, how you guys are communicating with sponsors or CROs? Like you mentioned, you guys are communicating with CRAs. So I believe that those are part of sponsor CRO only. Yes. So still, I would like to ask this question again. How you guys are communicating as a CRC? How you guys are communicating with sponsors or CROs for queries and further clarification? Mostly we communicate with CROs through mail. If it is not clarified through mail, we will conduct team meetings or Zoom meetings with CROs regularly, weekly one basis, so we can clarify all other queries or doubts with that softwares, or in arranging a file or any documentation also, we will clarify with the CROs only, because they have been allotted to particular site for particular person. They will know about our site very well. So they will help us in all the file or updating softwares, how to use the electronic data capturing, everything they help us. And they must be visiting at site also, right?
They'll come for after the study initiation has been done. For every 3 months, they will come to our site for monitoring. They will come to a site for monitoring. They will do the work, and they will allot some works to do which has not been done. That they will do.
Okay, so with this next question, Priya, is so many people think that CRC is a travel job. Although at a fresher level, travel is not involved as far as I know. But just want to know from you, I mean, is really there is a travel involved in CRC job? And if it's there, how much is the travel involved?
And we don't have any travel in our site. We won't travel because we will get all the patient in our site. We will have all the facilities in our site. So we don't need to travel. But as you said, I have heard that some sites, CRC go to the patient's house for some conducting visits or for remote visits or telephonic visits. But we don't have any traveling in our job till now. That is 10% of people will go to not all the CRCs have to travel. Depends on the site, maybe. Or study.
Yes, correct. Depend on the site study, true, 100%. And as a CRA, you have to travel, right?
Yeah, CRA is the main job is to travel. They have to guide the CRC or site. Their main job is to travel.
So people who would love to travel, they can join.
Yeah, they can pursue CRA.
You can go to new city. You can just do your work also. Yeah. So yes, CRA is a mostly traveling job, like mentioned by Dr. Priya. Okay, Dr. Priya, with this next question is that if you can just tell us about your team or what all team members are there, including PI, that is principal investigator, what all other team members are there and how the coordination is, and if one liner you can tell about their job role, what all the team members, that would be great.
Yeah. Okay, including investigator, we are team members of 4. Investigator and me as a dentist, and we have PharmD people, one PharmD person, and the other person is a life science graduate person. So we 4 work as a team. We won't separate the work or we won't separate the study because each have been handed over with 1 study or 2 studies separately. We have to do all the work in a particular study. If help needed, they will come and help. That is the rule. We won't split the work.
Got it. You have different studies.
Different studies we have.
Okay. Okay, so fine. Yes, so you have different team members, but all have different studies. So you are the role is not divided.
Yeah.
Single person is doing a
single study.
Yes. Okay, so with this, Priya, I would like to know how will you rate your entire journey, because it's more than 1 year now, and it's really a long journey. How will you rate overall this journey as a CRA, and what message you want to give to any newbie who is looking for CRC opportunity?
Yeah, I'll rate myself 9. Actually, I'm happy about this position because I can able to see all the roles, because I can able to work in all the roles. So I can able to learn everything in my side. So it is easy for me to upgrade myself whenever I got a new job or new position. It is easier for me to do that. Is nothing different from me. So it is easy. I'm happy to work as a CRC. For newbies also, who are starting their career, please start as a CRC because you can able to experience all the other things. Not only a single position, we can able to learn all the things. So it is easier for after a year or 2, you can able to get a position which is easier for you to do. This is what I have to say to the newbies, because CRC, I'm very much happy about it. I learned everything from the site. Not everything, but every position, based in everything.
Yes. Based in everything, 100% true. As a CRC, you learn a lot. I can agree that there is a lot of hustle at site, because you have to take care of patients also. Then there will be non-visit date, that there should be all the documents in place, there should not be any discrepancy. I can understand all the hustle which happens, but at the end of the day, you learn a lot, and as a person you grow a lot, where after a year, 2 year, you can showcase this learning. Like through this interview itself, Dr. Priya, I mean, the way you explained on the answer, it shows the confidence also in you, like how much you know. So it's going to change everything. It's just a matter of 1 to 2 years. But you have to be consistent and focused, and you have to stay there. Don't think that what I'm doing just documentation it is, or maybe just convincing patient, because many people they think like this, no, and they quit also then in few months.
Yeah.
But yeah, it should not happen. At least for a year or more than a year, like 2 year, I would say you should stay at that position. Yes. So with this, next question, Dr. Priya, is what next? What is your planning now next? Go to CRA or what you're looking for?
So currently I haven't planned anything because I have been handed over with the 2 ongoing studies. So I'm busy with that study, but I have to start searching new jobs because I have 1.5 years of experience in CRC. As I asked Dr. Nima also regarding whether what can I do after 1.5 years of experience, where to go. So she guided me perfectly in all other things. I'm planning in moving to CROs mostly. Maybe I don't know what the position is. I have to update my resume. I have to start searching. I have to do with the guidance of Dr. Nima. I will go to other position. I think so.
100%. We are there always to help you and guide you. And we always at Career in Pharma, we truly believe in community. So we don't have that thing that you take program and then you get your job or you don't get your job. It's not like that. We truly believe in community, and that's why, after 1.5 years, because I remember you joined us in September 2022, right?
Yes.
And it's 2024 already. So she was always connected with me, keep asking question in between. So that's how it goes. That's how we make a community. Yes.
True.
So yes, so Dr. Priya, once again, I would like to say thanks to you, and many of my doubts also get clarified from today's session, and really you gave so nice explanation and easy explanation, I would say, for each and every answer, and I believe that our audience got an idea if they want to start as a CRC, what basic things they should look for.
True.
So yeah, once again, thank you, Dr. Priya, and anything you would like to add?
Yeah, I want to conclude that for newbies also. What does that mean? As a dentist, you can get pharma job, but without getting this CIP course or module, no, you will find difficult because it is a new thing for us. After I finish this course, only I can able to know what is going on in the pharma field. While studying, I didn't understand what is this form, what is phase 1, what is phase 2. I don't know. I didn't know anything. Just the theory I learned. That's all. When I faced in reality or when I seen clinically, it is more helpful for me as a theory. Okay, I have learned this. I can able to get this. So it is easier for me to go with the flow. So please pursue this course and you can start as a farm line. It will be useful for everyone.
Thank you, Dr. Priya, for recommending us. And yes, so with this, anything else?
Forever thankful to CIP as usual. I will always thanks Dr. Nima. Today also I messaged her regarding the position or regarding the job also. So in all your lifetime, you will get help from Dr. Nima, CIP. And thank you to CIP team also.
Thank you, Dr. Priya. Thank you. So with this, I hope we can conclude this conversation. And I hope this video we are going to do live in a week, and audience out there going to get a clear-cut idea on CRC disease.
Yes.
Thank you, Dr. Priya.
Thank you so much, Doctor. Thank you.
Have a nice Sunday. Thank you. And thank you, audience, for watching this video till the end. It'll be coming soon with some fresh next video. Till the time I come again, till that time, please stay safe, aware, healthy, updated, and keep exploring new things. Have a nice day, guys. Thank you. Guys, I hope you liked this video. I hope you listened this video till the end. And I personally learned a lot from this video, especially from Dr. Priya, from her journey as a CRC. So one thing which I learned is consistency matters a lot. You have to be consistent and you have to stay focused and you have to be at a single place for at least few months or years to understand. Okay, you can't just judge any position or any work in just 2 to 3 months and you quit that is not a way to do things in your life. Yes. So if you really want to grow in your life, if you really want to learn a lot many things in your life, you have to be consistent, focus, and you have to give time, and sometimes you have to go with the flow. So this is my learning from this video, and I would like to know from you, what is your learning from this video? Please comment below in the comment section, and I would love to read all the comments. And also, if you have any question, any doubt on CRC, although we discuss each and everything, but still you have any doubt about CRC, about this role, and about whatever we discuss in this video, please comment below, and would love to answer all this. Yes. So with this, guys, we are going to conclude this, and please don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to hit a like button to this video. Yes, we'll be coming soon with some fresh next video. Till the time I come again, till that time, please stay safe, aware, healthy, updated, and keep exploring new things. Have a nice day.